BlacKkKlansman is directed by Spike Lee, and this movie tells the incredible true story of a rookie Colorado Springs police officer named Ron Stallworth, who successfully manages to infiltrate the Ku Klux Klan in the 1970s. Spike Lee, one of the most prolific filmmakers working today, is back with another film highlighting an incredible true story about the fight for equality for Black Americans. And after receiving the Grand Prix prize at Cannes Film Festival, BlacKkKlansman has been one of my most anticipated movies that I have been waiting to see this year. And thankfully, my anticipation for this film did not disappoint because BlacKkKlansman is a truly amazing film. I wouldn't let this film's long-ish runtime deter you from seeing it. Coming in at 135 minutes, Spike Lee's newest film is certainly longer than a lot of the movies that are playing right now in the theaters and movies that have come out this summer. Because this film still carries on fantastically, even with its mildly extended runtime, to the point where this movie actually feels shorter than it really is. And as sure as I predicted, not only does this film have a lot of dramatic tension, but also it infuses a lot of comedy and a lot more, offering some perspective on the blaxploitation films of the time, like Superfly, Cleopatra Jones, and of course Shaft, all movies that have a very clear and obvious influence on the execution of this film. In being someone who frequently tackles a lot of racial political issues, I cannot think of a director who is better suited for this film than Spike Lee, whose sensibilities just seep throughout this entire movie. And this is obviously a film that tackles those issues, being a story that is meant to offer as a right hook to those who aren't paying attention, telling that people, hey, this is still going on. And I will say that some attempts at alluding to today are a bit more subtle and a bit more nuanced, but there are also some, one in particular, that I thought was just a bit too egregious and a bit too on the nose for my liking. But in the entire scope of this movie, that's what, like 25 seconds in an entire 135-minute movie? However, there is one moment that caps off the end of this movie that is meant to be so in your face of what is happening today, and I thought that this was the perfect way to end this movie. And I think that the way that they overtly utilize this message and really push it in our face, I thought it was really masterfully done, and I thought it was incredibly impactful and something to keep in our minds leaving this theater. John David Washington, son of Denzel Washington and a frequent collaborator with Spike Lee, portrays Ron Stallworth in this film, and I thought he did such a terrific job. He, along with Adam Driver, who portrays his partner in this film, are both fantastic. Both have to put on this persona and be this person that they really aren't and really come out of their skin, and I think they are able to sell it incredibly well. I also really loved the arc and the journey that Adam Driver's character goes on. Being a cop first and a Jewish man second, he is forced to kind of contextualize his values and find out what lines he is willing to cross for this investigation. Topher Grace offers another really brilliant performance as David Duke, the Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan, and I thought the choice of Topher Grace was really excellent casting, and not only his performance but Spike's direction paints a very fascinating portrait of Duke, portraying him as a very charming and alluring person, but obviously someone who represents wholly disgusting behavior and attitudes. But with BlacKkKlansman, I think the standout of this film and the star of this movie is Spike Lee, who I think delivers some of his best work in years, and probably what is among his best ever. Spike is really able to confidently infuse comedy into this movie and jokes that do land and do work, but this is a film that can change on a dime and go from a hilarious scene to a moment that is despairingly serious. And being shot on film, a technique that he hasn't utilized since 2013 with Oldboy, this movie is also gorgeous to look at. And I think with what Lee offers in this film, this is also one of his most accessible films in years, probably since 2006's Inside Man. But with BlacKkKlansman, the true magnificence of this film is that pitch perfect balance that Spike is able to find with humor, provocative storytelling, as well as a truly exhilarating ride from start to finish. Definitely seek out this film. This is by far one of the best movies that I have seen this year, and if it's playing anywhere near you, please go see it. This is a film that some people absolutely need to see, and something that people really need to confront themselves. So did you guys see BlacKkKlansman? What did you think about it? Leave your thoughts and opinions down below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching today. I hope you liked today's video, and if you did, you can click on the link down below and subscribe to my channel to see more movie reviews and movie related things. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.